AEW Dynamite continues to be a waste of time. This show is boring, and they didn't really even try at all. Period. They just didn't care. So it is what it is. We've got 7 weeks until All In. All right. We're going to go ahead and get into AEW Dynamite from May the 28th, 2025. We kicked this off with Hangman Adam Page. Hangman says that triumph in life is fleeting. He talks about the past 2 or 3 years of his life. He's lost sight of that. He says it's not about the win or loss. It's about what you do with it. He puts over Will Ospreay. He thanks him for giving him the fight of his life. He said he'll always remember what it means to win the tournament, but now he must look forward to the AEW World Championship. It's his responsibility. It's the responsibility he has chased from the very moment he returned to the company. A title that's been hidden away in a briefcase. The title is meant to be a shining light of what the letters AEW stand for, the spirit of competition. So, Swerve shows up. He says that he gives some kudos to Hangman, but he brings up something. He's got something to address. So he shows us the promo that the Young Bucks talked about costing Swerve the world title on the April 9th episode of Dynamite, so basically a little over a month ago. And Swerve just wanted to know, did Hangman have anything to do with that? So, Hangman says that he called Swerve a dumbass. He said he looked at Swerve and then at Mox for a moment, and even thought about helping Swerve. But he assures Swerve that if he wanted to cost him the title, he would have done it by himself. He would have done it alone because he's done it before. So they have a silent little word of words. So Will Ospreay shows up. He basically tries to play the mediator / peacemaker in this whole ordeal. And he basically just tells Swerve that he's the one. Hangman's the one to defeat Moxley. It's not him, and it's not Page. My bad. It's not him, and it's not Strickland. It is Hangman Adam Page. And then he wants the three of them to join forces so they can take out the Death Riders. And both guys basically just walk off, say fuck it, they're not going to deal with it. And it is what it is. That's just what the segment was. This is fine, I guess, but really and truthfully, Hangman's promo should have been directed towards Moxley 10,000%. I don't know why Swerve and Ospreay had to get involved in this. I don't know. I get it, but what's gonna come of all this? Is Swerve gonna turn heel? I don't think they're gonna turn Hangman heel at all. Period. So, it is what it is. So, we'll see how things play out, I guess. Moving on, this leads us into the first match of the night. The Death Riders, Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir, and Gabe Kidd, versus Willow Nightingale, Mark Briscoe, and Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey got suplexed in this match by Marina Shafir, a German suplex. And the heels, they win. Who cares about this shit? So, whatever. It is what it is. I don't care about this at all. Moving on. So the Hurt Syndicate, they're backstage. So they're thrilled after retaining the tag team championships, and MJF made a successful debut as their newest member. He looks forward to getting back his AEW World title, but with the Hurt Syndicate. It's not personal, it's just business. Okay, I actually like this. I do think they're going to have the Hurt business at some point turn on MJF, because they're probably going to do Bobby Lashley and MJF at All In, and that should be fun as fuck. All right, moving on. So Ricochet, he's backstage. He talked about getting the lay of the land in AEW after Double Nothing. He sees all the factions here. He says that Ricochet needs a crew of his own. Once he finds the perfect crew, he'll show everyone why Ricochet is out of this world. And then he does a little ha-ha laugh. This is fine, I guess, but do I care about this? No, it's not important. I'm guessing he might join the crew, that being Leo Rush and Action Andretti. So maybe he runs with those guys. We'll have to wait and see, but whatever. Who gives a damn? Next, we get a no DQ tag team match. Anna Jay and Harley Cameron versus Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, they get the win. The match was basically indie garbage, basically. Megan Bayne ended up getting put through a table, and somehow Anna Jay got her nose busted up. And I'm like, damn. And I wasn't even really paying attention that much. All I saw was just a little bit of blood. I'm like, oh, okay, that does not look good. So, whatever. But I got a feeling that eventually, and I'm not the only one who thinks this, but I wouldn't be shocked if they end up introducing AEW women's tag team titles. I think that would make sense since there's so many women on that roster that aren't being used outside of Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm, outside of those two, because you have Deonna Purrazzo. She's on the back burner. She's been there for a while. Thunder Rosa, same thing. Britt Baker, same thing. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just got a feeling that's what they're going to end up doing. Eventually, they're going to end up bringing in tag team championships for the women. So we'll see how that plays out. Moving on. So Mercedes Moné, she pulls up and we see her. She pulls up in a lowrider. All right, whatever. Moving on, this leads us into the Ops. Samoa Joe, Will Hobbs, and Tachiyo Shibata. So, the frat house, they show up. So this is like a really bad parody of Chase U, basically, from NXT. So it's Preston Vance, Griff Garrison, and Cole Carter. And Jack Jameson, he cuts a promo. It's kind of funny. It's just like everybody all looks the same and all that jazz. So it's a Chase U ripoff. It's okay, but this shit really needs to stay on Ring of Honor or Collision, not on Dynamite. Unless you're gonna do some really cool, funny skits with this shit, but they probably won't do that. So the Ops end up getting the win. Will Hobbs cleans house via the Spine Buster. He spine busters everyone, basically. So cool stuff there. Where's Hook, though? I mean, I know he was at Double or Nothing, but why wasn't he on this show? It's not that important. Moving on. So this leads us into Renee Paquette. She had an interview with Jamie Hayter. Poor Jamie Hayter. So Renee Paquette, she welcomes Jamie Hayter to the ring to address things after Double or Nothing. She's asked if she had time to think about what happened at Double or Nothing. So the lights go out, and Thekla from Stardom, she showed up and she beat up Jamie Hayter very badly, and that was it. Her debut was not good. Thekla didn't have a really good debut. All I know is that she's from Australia, so I guess she's probably a clone of Delta, a.k.a. Zarya in NXT. So I guess Tony Khan wanted to bring her in so he could have his own version of Delta. Thekla seems pretty tall. She seems like she's like 5'10" to maybe 6 feet to 6'1". This is interesting, I guess, but Jamie Hayter doesn't need to be in this position. Like, this is sad. But I'll be honest with you, I think that Jamie Hayter will more likely end up leaving AEW or asking for her release before the end of the year. I feel like a lot of women who aren't being used, like Deonna Purrazzo and Britt Baker and others, I think they're going to end up asking for their release, and Toni will end up granting them their release. I mean, if you think about it, they brought in Megan Bain. They now have brought in Thekla. They also brought in Mina Shirakawa. So they're bringing in people, and then the people that are, I guess, quietly complaining or whatever, they're just being benched, and they're made to sit at home, and that's really about it. So I guess that's where this shit's going, I guess. I don't know. This is fine. Moving on. This leads us into Mystico. We get a really cool video package from involving him, so that's pretty cool. Good stuff there. Moving right along. This leads us into Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher for the TNT Championship. This was a nasty match. Adam Cole ended up taking a brutal apron powerbomb. That thing was nasty. Hopefully he is okay, because that was some scary ass shit. I was scared for him. And then Josh Alexander came out to cause the disqualification. So, there's that. Then this leads us into Brody King versus Josh Alexander for the number one contender tournament match for Kenny Omega's championship in, I think, a couple weeks or whatever. It's not that important. Brody King wins. Who gives a shit? I don't care about this. I just hope that Adam Cole's okay. Moving on. So Kyle Fletcher, he is backstage. He expresses his frustration with the interference. He didn't need anybody's help. He didn't want anybody's help. So Adam Cole shows up, and the two of them, they have a brawl. Adam Cole says that he's a dead man to Kyle Fletcher and that he's going to kill him. I'm like, damn, that's a threat, but it doesn't have any oomph to it. So whatever, because Adam Cole at best is, 150 pounds? So whatever. Closing segment of the evening. Toni Storm and Mercedes Mone, they have a face-off. The promo between the two was, at best, okay. So, Toni Storm says that the two of them have never talked or met. She says that that Mercedes claimed that this is the match she wants the most, so what took her so long? Mercedes says patience, claiming she's the Beyonce of women's wrestling, which is not true. So she's been waiting for a reason. I don't know why Mercedes continues to compare herself to Beyonce. She's not the Beyonce of women's wrestling. Not even close. Like stop. Please. This girl has a massive ego on her. So, Toni Storm, she responds by saying that the Toni Storm, Toni Storm is the Toni Storm of professional wrestling. Mercedes says that Toni Storm has changed from the shy woman she met 10 years ago. But so is Mercedes. She's no longer the boss. She's the CEO, which is an oxymoron. They are both the same thing. It means the same thing. So, Mercedes talks about the greatest match of all time that awaits them both at All In Texas. So, Toni Storm addresses their similar paths and how AEW allowed them to be who they really are, but she notes the biggest difference between them is that Mercedes wants all the titles, but Toni Storm only needs one. So if Mercedes wants to ride the money train into the Toni tunnel, she had better hope it can go deep enough. Nice. She calls Mercedes one of the greatest of all time, but unfortunately for her, Toni Storm happens to be timeless. That was great. That was an excellent line. Mercedes says she may call herself timeless, that being Toni Storm, but her time is about to be up. And then she says, see you at All In. Toni Storm expresses the same. They drop the mics. Mercedes extends her hand to Toni. Toni then kisses it, and she sniffs Mercedes. And then the two of them trade finishers back and forth. They're both able to dodge out of each other's finishers. Then Toni Storm is dancing. My bad. Mercedes Moné is dancing in the dancing on the ramp like crazy, and then Toni Storm is just waddling in the ring doing some weird stuff. I don't know. And that was the show. I don't know how I feel about this, honestly. I don't really care. I know some people online have said this could be the main event of All In. I wouldn't doubt it, but I kind of do. Because if you send the fans home unhappy, they're going to be pissed off. So I think what could happen is they may not be the main event. They could be the co-main event. I've got a feeling that All In is going to be a triple main event. I feel like the Okada and Kenny Omega, that the two of them are going to be basically in the main event. It's going to be a triple threat main event. So it's going to be Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, Mercedes and Thomas Toni Storm, and Jon Moxley, Hangman Adam Page. So I think I think All In is going to be a triple threat main event, basically, pretty much. I think you're going to have those three matches basically close the show. You basically want to send the crowd home happy, basically. That's basically what you really want to do. If Mercedes wins, and that's the last thing people see, people are going to be kind of upset about that. But if she wins right before the main event, basically that's fine. And then you send the crowd home happy with Hangman winning. But Dynamite overall wasn't really that good. The promo segment involving Hangman, Swerve, and Will Ospreay didn't really too much like it. I don't know what they're going to do with this whole thing. You might be leading into a heel turn with Swerve. Maybe you have Swerve turn heel, and then he goes after Ospreay. It could be where Will Ospreay and Swerve are going to team up and take on the Young Bucks. That could come into play. So, there's that. But it is what it is, if we're being honest. So, I don't really give a shit, Dynamite just was not a good show. It was a waste of time. Before we end the review, so apparently, Will Ospreay and Hangman Adam Page, neither of them want to step up and be the top guy. No, bro, I want to win, mate. No, I want Hangman to win. I want Hangman Page to win. Hangman Page is probably like, nah, I want Ospreay to win. And I'm just like, what the hell are y'all doing? You guys are supposed to be alpha males, basically. What kind of shit is this? Like, what's going on here? It makes no damn sense. This is weak. And it seems like with the promo from last week that both guys cut, you would seem to think that either one of them will want to be the main top guy and sit on that throne. But apparently, neither of them do. But I got a real bad feeling that it could end up with Jon Moxley winning. Because I don't know, man. I don't know. I got a feeling they're going to end up having Moxley win at All In, basically retain. And then I guess maybe at Wrestle Dream in October, maybe it's going to be Darby and Moxley again, and then Moxley's going to pass the torch to Darby. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking out loud. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Because the title needs to fucking change hands like nobody's business. But it's whatever Jon Moxley wants. And yes, I feel that Jon Moxley has been running the ship for a while. And Tony Khan is just asleep somewhere, I guess. I don't fucking know. So, whatever. But what did you guys think of Dynamite? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.